Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22, which made it a lot easier. And so I just drive straight up the hill, and then all the bales are facing the right way. It's really easy to go and pick them all up. The one where he drove up and down, though, I had to carefully kind of nudge the bales around, and that was a little bit more difficult. I could still, because the load-all I was driving had a very low centre of gravity. It was a fairly new one. The old load-alls, I don't know if anybody remembers driving the really older, the much older ones. I learned to drive on a JCB, and the centre of gravity on that thing was about 6 metres above your head. Okay, maybe not 6 metres, but it was like the centre of gravity on those things was terrible, and the actual loader arm itself was sort of, the pivots of it were above the cab. Whereas the new ones, the pivots for the loader arm down below the cab. So it's considerably safer with the new ones than it was with the much older ones. The much older ones I'm getting confused with this. Keep missing it. Right, I can keep going while I empty out the bale that I've just wrapped, but I need to stop when I transfer the completed bale. Let's see if we can actually do that while talking at the same time. I know, this is really going to tax my mind. So I managed to keep going there, and now with this one, now I need to stop. Look at that. If I'm talking about it, then that's fine. So, yeah, the load all that I was using, I was able to, go sideways on the hill, but going sideways on the hill when you don't have a bale is fine. If you've got one bale on the fork, again, not so bad. But if you try to put more than two, so you've got to pick the bale up and you've got to place it on top of another one. And yes, once you've got one bale on your fork, it's actually fairly easy, because you have the bale, and you kind of nudge the others to line them up a bit so they're a bit more up and down the hill. But you've still got to be careful. Once you get into those bales, you've got to pick them up off the ground to move them. So I was picking them up on a really steep bit, only 2 bales at a time, because also the wheels would start spinning if you had more than that, and that also made it difficult. AI Worker B has completed their task. We're already done with the ploughing job, which is a good job, really, because we only got 2,500. 2,500. We got 2,400. You haven't finished anything. Someone's looking to get fired. What we're going to do is we're going to turn it over here. I mean, seriously, you haven't finished anything at all here, have you? You're embarrassed. It's embarrassing. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be embarrassed for yourself, to be honest. I'm going to put that one down there. I'm going to send you off up the... Seriously, you're parked in the middle of a field. You turned round and you faced up through the row, and then you turned around and told me, "Oh, finished, boss. I don't want to do any more. I'm going home, boss. The field's finished, mate. Yeah, clear off. You ain't coming back. You've lost your job. I get someone better. Look, see? We got Pete here now. Pete knows what he's doing. He's the man, is Pete. He knows what he's doing. I mean, yeah, he is kind of running the plough half off the field, but that might be my fault. I'm not going to say anything about that. This guy over here, he's doing much better. Promotion. He's definitely getting a promotion. He looks a bit like me. That's probably why he's doing so well. And we can head back over this way to this one. We're almost done in here. So that bale right there, we can tip that one out. So yeah, right, driving around on the steep stuff with picking up the bales is all well and good, and trying to run a baler on steep ground is interesting, so it would seem. I didn't actually see the baler being used. It's a bit unfortunate. I would like to have been able to see the baler being used, but I did see the aftermath. I picked them all up. So I would, I'm not saying that we couldn't use this baler with the tractor that we have on our land, but I'm saying that it would be difficult, and I'm saying that the tractor that we have may really struggle to pull this one up the hill. I really do think that would be a serious challenge for it, and once again, I've got to pick anything up. Let's go to there, like that. And I forgot to stop. Not pick anything up. We'll run up through here. Are we going to get a full bale? It'd be really cool if we could get one last full bale out of this field. So a couple of little bit. I don't think that we're going to be able to get 600 litres worth from the few bits that we've got left on the ground. I know there's a few bits. There's a little bit. I know there are a few. I'm tempted to get the mower out again. Just see if we can make up one more bale. I know that I've missed a few little bits. Let's see if we can get them. There's 2 bits there that we can get. Yeah. Okay, we're not going to do it like this, are we? Right, let's go to you. And I'll unfold. And we'll see if we can move the mower over and just get a bit going out here. Oh, wow. Right, well, that'll do it. I don't need to do any more than that. Let's just shut that one down and fold it all up. There. Okay, that one's done, and then I can take this one over here with its incessant beeping. And we will go over this way. So yeah, there's a couple of little bits of grass that's left in the field just there. But if I drive over this and start to gather that up, there should just be enough on the ground to make up that last few hundred litres. 400, 460. Seriously? It was so close. We've got 34 litres. I don't think there wasn't there? Not enough money. Okay, we have... There was a little bit. Seen it. I knew there was another little bit up here. Right there. That's not 34 litres, though. That's 5 litres. Right. Let's go back to... Let's go back to this one. Unfold it again. This is... I only had like 30 litres to go. If I'd gone on like an extra 20 centimetres on this, we'd have been fine. Would have been absolutely fine. Let's do this again. You on out there. That's all I need is that bit right there. I reckon I could... You know what? I'm just gonna... I'll do that. See if it does actually fold up while we leave it running. That's alright then. We can do that bit. And then all I need to do is go... I reckon I could probably get... Like, it's allowing us to get so far over. I reckon I could... You know, if I actually lowered the pickup when I did that, that might let me pick up just enough grass to do the bale that I wanted to do. There we go. I'm not going to bother with it anymore. I'll leave that little bit. Maybe that'll be for next time. Right, that is the last bale done. I've now got to get the Anderson thingy-mahoosit, and I could have gotten our tractor up here to do this, but I don't actually want to. I'm quite happy to have this tractor and drive it back. Because this one does have a 63 km/h top speed, which I feel is probably adequate for the task in hand. So let's shut that one off, and I will leave the baler right there, because the farmer doesn't actually want us to take it back. He said so. He came out and he told me. Well, he actually rang me up. How many bales did we get? Let's have a look. We have stats right there. 28 bales produced. I'm going to collect 4 bales on this thing, and I'm going to take them over. The other thing that I want to look at is there, and baling is currently on 20% done. I will get 4 bales. I don't know if raking would have improved the rate at which, like, the percentage done or not, whether that would have made any difference. Not really sure about that. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Okay. So we're going to get that Anderson thing. We will gather 4 bales. We will take them to the dealership, and we will tip them out and see what we get for 4 bales. If we get a reasonable amount of money for it, that might be enough to complete the contract, because we know that the contract system is slightly bugged at the moment. If that gets us all we need, excellent, fine, we will stop right there. If it doesn't, then we'll go and grab 1 more bale. I mean, I suspect it would be 1 more if we're going to need any more. And we'll take that over as well. And then the rest of the bales we should, in theory, be able to sell. We need to sell all the bales before we can complete the contract. We got no choice on that one because we don't have the necessary tools to go and move the bales ourselves. Well, actually, we do. So we could, in theory, leave the bales if they're saying that they're grass. But I don't think that we'll be selling those bales as grass. We can do another test for that as well, because we can just take one bale over and we can do it like that. So we'll do a couple of runs backwards and forwards. We haven't got very far to go, so we can sort of do that without too much difficulty. I think what I actually do is if I take 5 bales... Let's come around here. If I take 5 bales over to the animal dealership, we'll unload them at the front of the animal dealership, and then I'll load 4 of them back on and take them over to hopefully complete the contract. Should we better make this 6? It's going to save us running around, isn't it? We get the contract completed, and then we take 1 bale and we sell it, and we see what price we're getting for it, and we can also just have a look once we get back to the field and see what the actual bale is at the moment. Because so many of you said in the last time that I did this type of contract that they were grass bales. They were grass bales that we were selling. They weren't silage bales. So I'm very curious about this. I want to find out if we did, because I mean the amount of money we got for them last time, I don't see how they could have been grass bales. You don't get much money for grass. Not that kind of scale. I mean, yeah, you do carry a fair few litres, and we did have big bales, so I mean, there's a possibility that it was that. I really don't know. And we are able to actually go through a fence right there, which means that we got a little bit less running around to do as well, which is even better. So we want to get up 6 bales. That's what we need first. Gather up 6 bales, and then once we've done that, we take them over to the dealership. The animal dealership there, to the cattle yards, and to the hay and straw merchant as well. Also silage merchant, conveniently. So it's going to be 2, and then 3, 6. We'll do it. And maybe let's do 7, just to be on the safe side. And it also means that we've got 1 bale kind of like left over on the outside. It doesn't really matter. How many does this take? This takes 24. How many did I say that we've done all together? It's 28 bales that we've done all together. So as long as we... Yeah, 28. So long as we've got more than just the... yeah, we need to take a minimum of 4 bales. We got 5 on here now. That'll make 6, and this will make 7. I'm going to run with that. There we go. 7 bales, and then we come back and we can get all the rest of them. We'll take you and hold that one up. Now, the only downside to carrying around with this one is that bit sticks out on the side like that. Unless it's empty, and it's only when it's empty that you can fold it up completely. So you do have that thing sticking out, which could be a slight problem at times. Don't think it's going to be a problem here. It might be a problem over at the animal dealership getting around the back of the buildings. Because it is a bit of a tight squeeze around the back of that building, and that could present a problem to us. So what we might need to do is go up the side road and do it that way instead. But what I figure that we can do first is we'll come in here, like this, and we will unload these bales on the floor. And then I will go and pick some of them up again. So I'm going to unload them back there. I will press Y like this, so that will unload and lifts them up into the air. Move all 7 bales down. Going to slow the time down so it stays at a much more better rate. And then we press Y and we start putting these bales out onto the ground like that. There, and now I press Y again, and that folds it back up. And now... yeah, I think I'm going to have to drive down the road there and reverse in to be able to tip them out, because I think with this thing sticking out the side, we're just not going to be able to do this properly otherwise. Okay, so now I can go over here. Because it's a bit of a tight squeeze to get down through there anyway. And then getting around that corner down the end with this long trailer, especially with the bar sticking out, I just don't think that's going to... I don't see that happening, to be honest. I don't see it happening. So I'm going to go here and 4 bales. I'll bring that back there like that. I know that, you know, technically I am destroying these bales while I'm doing this, but this is all in the name of science, so you need to forgive me. A few there. And then I need to get the 4th one. Like that. Right, there is 4 bales. We're going to take these 4, we're going to reverse them in, and we're going to sell them. Actually, we don't need to sell, we just reverse them in and tip them out. Like that. So lift that one up. There's no traffic coming up here, which is quite convenient for us. Makes it a little bit easier. It's a dead-end road, so we are actually able to come down here and reverse in without too much trouble. It would have been better if we'd reversed down from the road. I guess we could go in on the grass there to turn round. We haven't got any choice, really, because we ain't going to back round that corner. Fortunately, the people at the dealership, they own this little strip of land here, and so you are allowed to go in there and turn round if you need to. Just saying there. That is actually allowed. They do tell you to go and do that. Just turn around down there. Like the workers in here, so you go in there to go and sell your silage, and they just say, oh yeah, just run up the road there and turn around. You'll be fine. So we need to tip that one up, and you can see there, like that one coming out. That's also going to present difficulty. So I need to make sure that I'm far enough over that I can tip without that thing causing me problems. And then it goes up like that, and then I go with the Y again. 25% transported. Wait, what? How's that only 25%? Why is that one so much less than the other? 25%? That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right at all. We've got 3 more bales over there. They can't have hotfixed anything with it because of what I've already done. Huh. Maybe the biogas one said it was full. I mean, that is 25%. So if we work on that before bales, we want another 12 bales. To go back over and get them. We'll go and get the whole load, and we'll bring them back, and then we can like unload them here. It's going to be a bit quicker to do it like that, I think. No, I'll get 10 bales. We'll do a couple of trips. It's not a big hardship to do a couple trips here. They're really close. It's probably quicker to do this than it is to unload them in the yard there and try picking them up again. So we'll get 12 bales, and 10 bales rather, and we'll move them over. And then if we find that we need a couple of extra, then we will go and get a couple of extra. And the reason that I'm going to go with 10 is because I've got 3 in the yard over there already. So it's not going to be very difficult to go and get the remaining 3 that we might need. So that's easily done. That one up there. And then I'll go whizzing down here and get that bad boy right there. Like that. And get these. So there's 3 of 10 bales. Because then I can go straight and just stick 10 bales straight in there without any problems whatsoever. So that makes 6 right there. Let's have a look a minute. Right. Field info, bale. 5,500 litres of silage, mass 890 kilos. So it definitely states that bale is silage. It doesn't say that it's hay or anything else. So I'd say that kind of like settles that argument, but I mean, not necessarily completely conclusively. I'll leave those there, and I'll go and get these 2 bales over here, because this will make 10. And we can come back and get the others in a minute. So there's definitely silage that we got there, and we've got those couple of bales that is left over that side. We'll be able to use those to run a little test as well, which is what we're going to do. So there's 10. Let's fold that one up. And I'll run this over to the dealership as well. And hopefully these 10 will be enough. I got 3 in the yard there, so I can go and just make up the last couple if I need to. We're making the assumption that that's how many we're going to want to be able to do this. What I was actually thinking of doing is emptying the bales so they're only halfway into the sell point. And if they're only halfway into the sell point, then I can push the rest into the sell point. I know this is a hardcore series, and I'm supposed to be doing things realistically, but I also want to realistically get as much money out of this job as I can, because I've invested quite a bit of time into this. And once you start investing time and effort into any particular task, you do want to see a return on it. So that's what we're aiming for here, is a return on our task. Oh! Yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. Let's go back up that way. It's good job I haven't got any rules, like if I have a nasty accident, I got to pay out money, because I haven't really got a lot of money to be paying out anything at the moment. This is why we shouldn't have rules, because otherwise they end up destroying everything for you. No, I'm not an anarchist. I don't know where you got that idea from. And we will go to here. Right, so now if I do that, drop that one down, and start putting the bales out, slowly let them down, like that, and you get down to the end, and then we tip them up like this, and then I can start nudging them down. So 3 have gone in, and that's 44% transported. So they're out there now. 56%. This is where we just push them back. Still not all transported, saying 88%. And if we're going to have a look at the jobs on 91, that does seem to actually fit. So I think 2 more bales should do it. We've got 2 bales lying over here, and that means that we'll have 1 left over for our little test as far as seeing if it's silage or hay, because we can look at the prices. So if I drop that one down there, I'm going to pick up 2 of these. There's numero uno and numero deux. Yeah, right, now, oops, let's reverse this one down, all the way down here like this. See if we can do this without having to shunt and without crashing into anything. Should be able to. I see no reason why we shouldn't. Don't crash into anything now. So now I need to keep it in tight to this side so that we can unload. Those 2 bales can just go straight into the sell point like that. So I can just do it right there. Perfect. And now we just got to wait for them to run all the way down to the end. There we go. They're all the way down to the end. And tip them out like that. Contract has finished, and we had 215 euros in sold bales for the remaining little tiny bit. Now, I cannot cash that one in yet, but what I can do temporarily is I can go to you, start you up, and I can press H. And I can go to you, start you up, and I can press H on that one as well, so they can both get going. Let me shut that one off. And then this one right here, if I go back very quickly and I grab that other bale. Now, 5,500 is the price. We need to do this fairly quick. If it's grass, we're going to get about 250 for the bale in total. 50 times the 5. 200, yeah, 5.5. So about 250. If it's silage at the animal dealer, we're getting closer to 200. That's well, I was going to say about 1,000, but it's not. It'll be a little bit under 1,000 for the bale. So that is going to tell us absolutely categorically whether or not this is silage or hay. We either get 200. We either get about 250, or we get close to 1,000 for this bale. So what's it going to be? It said silage. Because I think that it's done differently because it's done for a contract. So if you do have to wait normally for it to turn into silage, I think that the game recognizes that this is actually a contract, and so instead of normal rules apply, what it does is it automatically turns it into silage, and so you get silage prices for it. So I'm thinking that we're going to get close to 1,000 for this bale, and that will prove categorically that we are getting silage. And it is really heartwarming to know that we have a great number of bales left in the field still. So this is one, and then whatever we get on this next load. So that goes in at, that is 1,019. Definitely silage. There is absolutely no question whatsoever that is silage being sold. So we don't need to leave the bales if they are done under contract, which is actually really cool to know. Probably shouldn't go out onto the road with this one still hanging down like that, especially as I'd need to be driving over on the other side of the road in order to be able to do it. So we'll just pause for a second, and off we go, and then hope that the train isn't coming, and there's no cars here either. Breakneck speed, that's what we want now. So we need to go and get the rest of the bales, pick them all up. What can we see over there? 3, 6, 9... Okay, I don't know how many we got. 3, 6... 9. I think we got 11 bales. There's 11 over here, which would make 12 bales to be sold in total. That would actually make, yeah, 12, because we had 28 in total. We had 12. We originally took, what did we take to start with? 4 we took to start with, which means that we had 16 bales to be sold, and that would leave 12 left over. We had 1 that we've already sold, so there should be 11 bales here to pick up. 6, and yes, there is 11 bales to pick up. Okay. So 12 bales that we can sell. That's 12 grand. Not as much as the last job, but then I think this field is a little bit smaller. I'm not entirely sure, though. Seems like it might be a little bit smaller. I am tempted to go and do the other one, but that's hay, and the hay jobs... Like, I've gotten used to the kind of money that we can get from these now. I mean, you look at that baling job there. We'd have to do hay for that one. We take the bales up there. That's fine. Whether square bales or other. Doesn't really matter. But we've got extra passes to do. We have to pass with that one. Pass with the windrower. And then we've got to do the baling. Gather it all up. Take it. We get 14 grand. But I don't want to do that. So we're not going to bother doing that one, because the actual it's the price for the hay. If you have a look at the price for the hay that we would get, is 250. Well, if the bales are this size, it's 250 per bale, which isn't a huge amount. Right, we could definitely do better. Let's put that one up on there. This, however, is going to get us 11,000 euros for these bales that we got right here, and then after. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.